What's up, guys? I'm back. I know it's been a minute since I've made a video. No, I've just been busy, not really thinking about making a video. So I'm gonna try and get more consistent about it. So we're heading in right now. It's 9:10. So yeah, we got 3 loads today, I'm pretty sure. 1 to Springfield, Illinois, 1 to Cape Girardeau, and then 1 local to St. Louis. So it'll be a good day. Long day, but good, easy day. It's gonna be about 85, 83 degrees today here in St. Louis, so looking forward to nicer weather. All right, we're out here in Springfield, Illinois, unloading some diesel. Got our caps out here so we can cap into the hose so it don't leak in our trailer. We had E85 too, which is right here. And so I had 3,000 gallons of E85 in the front, and then 2,000 gallons in that compartment, then another 2,000 in that compartment, making up 4,000. But you can see here they're all manifolded, so you can open them all up. Once you get your E85 unloaded, you can just go ahead and do your diesel. I usually try to do the odd product first, so you don't risk cross dropping. So I did the E85, then I would do the diesel, which in this case normally you do the diesel first and then the gasoline, but I very rarely haul E85, so that's why I unloaded it first. After this, we'll go back to St. Louis, load, and go down to St. Genevieve, Missouri. Alright guys, we're out here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And we got a pump load here, pumping off into these tanks here. Pretty quick and easy setup, you know. Hook this up to right there. That bottom one there, then my trailer one will go from here to here. That's why I got this short hose here, made for these pump offs. So yeah, quick and easy job. All right, we got everything hooked up, flowing from the trailer into my pump, and then out the bottom into the tanks. It'll be these tanks over here. You gotta come over here, open the valve, we'll double check, make sure everything's open. I'll see right there, forgot to do that, so open that up real quick. That lets it all flow from all these open valves here, lets it all flow up there so it can pump out. And yeah, looks like we're all good to go. Got your vents open here so your trailer can breathe. Got all my belly valves open right there. Alright, let's go start my pump. So to do it, you want to hold your clutch in right here, press your clutch, PTO switch right there, turn that on, make sure it's pumping, you can hear it, turn your cruise on, turn that pump up a little bit. You can hear it, it sounds kind of rough, but that's how it's supposed to sound. Usually to make sure it's flowing, come over here and kind of put your hand there. You kind of feel it sucking your hand in a little bit, like it's pulling air in. And yeah, that's basically it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the pump is more of a flat noise instead of such a rattly noise. That means my trailer's about empty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna climb up to the top of this trailer and check our compartments, make sure they're empty. And I'll show you guys that once I get up there. All right, so we're at the top of the trailer. So since they're all manifold, you can just pop this back one up. Gotta really give it some beans. You can see in there, it's empty. So we know all the fuel's been pumped out. So So we're good to unhook everything. So we're gonna climb back down there and do that real quick. We got everything unhooked, so we're gonna drive back to St. Louis and grab another load. Got one more load, so busy day, but we're making money. That's what matters. Hey guys, my last load. Sorry, my last load. Circle K out here in St. Louis, unloading 8,500 gallons of no-lead. Quick and easy drop. Easy money. Just a setup out here. Not too bad. After this, head back to yard, fill up, park the truck, get ready for another day tomorrow. Alrighty guys, we're done for today. Heading home. My F-150 here. Nice trimmer package. I like it. It's a nice truck. Some of you guys might be wondering where I've been for the last like month. I think it is 2 months. So I was pulled into a Circle K to unload, and my cooling cap shot off of my truck, right? And you know, coolant went everywhere. I'm like, well shit, that ain't good. So I unloaded, drove my truck back to yard. We did a block test, came back. I go, that ain't good at all. So I took it to the shop, KB Truck Repair, down here in Hartford. You know, they've always taken care of me, pretty good shop. Well, they were busy, so it took them a bit to get my truck in the shop because I guess they had another truck on their crane bay and they only got one crane. So they finally got my truck in, get the motor torn apart, and there's a crack in my head. So, you know, ain't that fucking great. So we have to end up going through a head rebuild on my truck, you know, new camshaft, all that shit. And so, you know, that took about 3 weeks, including the week that it sat there. And, you know, that shit was depressing. You know, especially for that, you know, them 3 weeks, you know, is, you know, as an owner-operator, you know, if anyone ever does it and they're young, you know, it's shit's stressful. And a lot of people don't realize that. You know, you're one breakdown from failing. And it ended up costing like 30 grand, I think it was. And, you know, that's just depressing. You know, 26 years old and, you know, having repairs like that. It's my second time I've rebuilt that motor in that truck. So, it's a C13. Evidently, they don't really do too good of single turbo conversions. So, yeah. The last guy I bought it from did a single turbo on it. So, you know, I was a little depressed about that. You know, I didn't make any money for, you know, I haven't really made any money all year at all, and it's March 10th now. So, you know, it's tough, it's depressing, makes a grown man want to cry sometimes, but it's all part of it, you know. You gotta stay confident in yourself. And so I got my truck back, and I went to go run. I ran for like 2 days, and I got really sick with influenza A. And I have Lyme disease on top of that. So, with my Lyme disease mixed with an influenza, you know, I was like deathly fucking ill for like a week and a half. So finally I get to feeling good, right? And I had a pre-planned trip, prepaid trip, whatever, to Hawaii. So then I went to Hawaii for about 10 days. So, you know, and then in Hawaii, I get a double ear infection. So it's just one fucking thing after another, you know, can't catch a fucking break. So now I'm finally back running. You know, I've been doing, you know, running fucking hard, you know, trying to make about $1,500 a day. Is what I'm trying to do, playing a catch-up game. So, you know, my goal is to get a new semi by August, is what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna get me a W990, you know, 500 Cummins, 12-speed auto shifts. It's gonna be purple, of course. So that's my goal in August, hopefully. August, September, I don't really know. You know, it depends how the rest of the year goes. But, yeah, that's where I've been. So, we're back. Don't worry. Hopefully you guys like this content I'm doing. You know, there's not really too many young owner-operators out there putting out videos to kind of give people an idea. And I'm just an everyday guy. You know, so, anyways, that's all. Guys, have a good night.